Hi everyone. I have another movie review. Today I have the original Child's Play and um, Child's Play 2, 3, Child's Play 2, Child's Play 3, Bride of Chucky, and Seed of Chucky. So as you can hear from those last two titles, this is the film that the Chucky doll is known for. It's called the Child's Play series. Um, so kind of to talk about all of them. The original Child's Play is the best, obviously. Most originals in most series are best. But what made the original Child's Play stand out? This is a double feature DVD, by the way. It has Carrie, a Stephen King classic, in this DVD package as well. But anyway, Child's Play is the original. It's about the story of Charles Lee Ray. He is, I think they call him the Lakeside Strangler. He gets chased down one night. He's about to get arrested. And he's actually moments away from death. He got shot by this one cop. And the only way he can stay alive is he's in a toy store and he got his hand on this little doll called Chucky. They call them good guy dolls in the store. And turns out he transfers his soul to this doll because he knows voodoo spells. So he transfers his soul into the doll. It turns out a parent of a child the next day buys this doll from somebody off the street because the store was broken into, so they couldn't sell it. So this guy sells it to this mother, and she gives it to her kid for his birthday. Um, this kid absolutely loves this doll at first. He's even saying things like, "Oh, mommy, guess what Chucky told me today," and stuff like that. And it gets to the point where the mother almost gets curious because this child, watches appropriate stuff like Barney and all that stuff, and then he starts saying like, Chucky really doesn't like that girl, stuff like that, and he's like, well, honey, why would you say something like that? And he's like, well, Chucky told me. He's like, no, you said that. As to say, you're thinking to yourself, this is what Chucky would say if he was real. And then this kid's like, well, mommy, Chucky is real. And at first, the mother's like, oh, this is this kid's imagination running wild. I probably should get him some help somewhere. It gets to the point where people start dying, and people are start blaming this kid for all the deaths that are occurring. Um, it does get to the point where the mother threatens to throw this doll into the fire, and that's when Chucky starts to come out, and people start to realize that he's an evil doll. Um, and so he's about to get thrown in the fireplace. He bites the mother. He escapes. He's on the loose. Um, and this kid said, "See, mom, I told you." Um, so at the rest of the film, it's pretty much this doll going crazy. Only a few people believe in him. That this kid about these people that this doll's alive is what it's truly about. But anyway, good movie. Don't want to spoil the ending, but I must say, when you see Child's Play 2, you will see why there is a sequel. Because when you first see it, it's like, well, how can they do a sequel? But you'll see at the beginning of Child's Play 2 why they do a sequel. Child's Play 2. This is a 2-disc DVD. One movie on one side and the other movie on the other. Um, so for disc one on this DVD package, um, the first movie you get on the first disc is Child's Play 2. So this is pretty much the Chucky sequel pack um, DVD package. You get all four of the sequels on here. Um, Child's Play 2 is, don't want to spoil it for those who want to see the first one still. Chucky does find a way to come back to life. Um, Another reason why he comes back to life is the good guy company who created the doll said, well, this kid is crazy. We can still make these dolls. We're making a profit out of it. It's still really successful. We can't let one childhood fantasy ruin all the other childhood fantasies out there. Um, so they send Chucky under recall. They fix him up. I think they even give it back to this kid. Um, Andy Barkley is what this kid's name is called from the first film. Um, Andy's been rehabilitated. They think he's okay. They said it was probably just a really, really bad nightmare that he was having. He might have some epilepsy history maybe somewhere. But they release him back out to society, and he encounters another good guy doll. And at first he's like, oh no, I remember that from the first film. And without spoiling the second film now, somehow Chucky does get to this back to Andy. And now Andy has to take care of him alone since his mother is still in a rehabilitation clinic because people still believe that the mother is still crazy. Um, Quite honestly, I think that actress didn't want to return for a sequel. That's why they didn't bring her back. Andy's on his own for taking care of the doll, and he has to convince his foster parents and foster sister that Chucky is a living, breathing thing. So that's Child's Play 2. Once again, something happens that sets up for Child's Play 3. Child's Play 3, I personally think it's the second best Chucky film before the series went just plop. Um, Child's Play 2 is probably my third favorite Chucky film, but anyway, Child's Play 3, it's about Chucky, actually, no. The Good Guy Doll Company gets up and running again. It's been many years since Child's Play 2 now. It takes place many years after the second one. And during the rebooting of the factory, they're cleaning it up, everything that it once was before they shut it down. It just so happens Chucky's remains are still in the factory. While they're cleaning things up, somehow Chucky's blood got into the mold for the upcoming Good Guy dolls that are about to get released to the market. Um, and it just so happens Chucky gets reborn in a new body. But after you see, it's like, well, wouldn't that be many Chuckies? And it turns out nope, there's only one of the good guys. Well, it's Chucky coming back to life again. So Chucky searches for Andy. You find out in the second film that he can only get into Andy's body. So that's why he has to hunt down Andy again from the first two films. Because it's part of the voodoo spell rules and everything. Actually, there's some parts of it that were in the first film, I think, that they revealed about that too. But anyway, so he finds Andy. It turns out he went to military school because he couldn't find the correct foster parents after the events of Child's Play 2. Bad things happen at the military school, and Andy once again has to fight Chucky for a third. And actually, this is Andy's last movie with Chucky. He fights him at the end, and for me personally, that's where the series personally ended for me, was when Andy defeated Chucky once and for all, at least in Andy's perspective. Then after that, there was a fourth one called Bride of Chucky, and that's when the series seriously went kerplop. Like, don't even bother watching that one or Seed of Chucky, which is even worse than Bride of Chucky. But anyway, Bride of Chucky, turns out Chucky, when he was a human being, he had a girlfriend, and she knows somebody in the police department that has Chucky's remains from the third film. But if you watch the third film, you find out, well, Chucky really didn't have remains. He was completely gone. If you watch the third one, it was like, well, there's no way for him to come back now. Turns out there is, and that's because Hollywood wants money, and they're like, well, let's make a fourth film, we'll make money. But anyway, Bride of Chucky, the girlfriend gets the remains. She restitches him since she knows how to stitch things. Chucky gets jealous that she's still human and he's not. Turns out he kills her. She becomes a doll too. They both go on a killing rampage. That's the whole movie. It's stupid. Don't bother watching. It's terrible. And if you see the ending, they set up for a fifth one. And you're like, ugh, please Hollywood, don't. And they did. Seed of Chucky is by far one of the worst. Not only is it one of the worst horror films I've ever seen in my life, it's one of the worst movies overall I've ever seen. Seed of Chucky is when I think Chucky and the Tiffany, who was this bride in the fourth film, they use them as like marketing. They market them for something, and it turns out they have a son somewhere. That it's just so bad, and they have a son somewhere, and he wants to get to know his parents better, and he finds out they're both killers. And there's something that happens later on in the film that's just so nasty. Just don't see Seed of Chucky. It's just the worst movie. It's just so bad. I plan on having the worst movie reviews of all time, the worst movies I'll ever, and Seed of Chucky is going to be one of them. It's just that bad. So overall, see Child's Play 1, see Child's Play 2 and Child's Play 3. Avoid. Just don't even, just pretend they don't exist. Avoid Bride of Chucky and Seed of Chucky. They're a waste of time. Just see the first three Child's Play films. And even some of you out there I know hate those ones, but I personally believe the first three are good. But that's my review. Child's Play, like it or hate it, that's my review.